Online challenge marketing is officially the fastest growing creator monetization strategy of 2026. And I'm not making this up, not courses, not memberships, not funnels, challenges. And if you're still trying to figure out how to make your next launch work, I want you to hear what the data is saying, because this is the biggest shift in how creators are making money that I have seen in years. And spoiler alert, I've been doing it since 2021. Welcome to Sold Out Sales School. I'm Trish. I am a 16-year high-risk labor and delivery nurse and a unicorn coach in the coaching industry, because I'm not just a coach who coaches how to build business, but has never built one outside of coaching how to coach business. I am a coach who is and has built a 7-figure business selling to moms, and I'm still building it. I'm still in the trenches with you. So welcome to Sold Out Sales School. Today, we're going to be talking about something that is so a part of both my businesses and exactly how I've built to 7 figures, both in the B2C and the B2B. Okay, so let's talk about why this is happening right now. So static courses, like online courses, which have been all the rage, the completion rate has collapsed below 5%. Buyers are not finishing it. In fact, I'm really, really bad at finishing courses, and I have got what I call a course graveyard out there. And I've bought stuff. I probably have bought stuff on a whim that is still sitting in my email box that I've never even logged into. So course completion rates have collapsed. Refunds are climbing. Like, buyers are openly saying, I bought information when I really needed an outcome, a change, right? So the other thing is the Amy Porterfield style, what is his name? Bronson. Oh, I can't think of his name right now. Anyway, welcome to perimenopause. The webinar, right? The webinar and one-to-many, that pitch model is losing conversions. People are sick of webinars because 2026 buyers are skeptical. And they're premeditated. They don't buy from pressure. They buy from trusting you. And one of the datas, I think it's called Rizuku data. This is showing that time boxed challenge formulas. So if we have like a challenge formula, it outperforms passive courses because they want to come and they want to have an experience. They don't want to be on their own. Like, people are lonely. They need help. They need actual humans' help, not just, taking an online course all by themselves and trying to still figure out and piece together. So this is really powerful information for you guys to know. Even TikTok announced that emotional ROI is replacing impulse buying. So how do we translate that? Buyers want to feel the outcome before they commit to the full price. And that is exactly what I teach inside my mastermind when it comes to micro experiences. So let's diagnose this like nurse here, right? The market is not buying less. The market is buying differently. And if you don't jump on board, girl, you're going to be left behind. And paid challenges are built for exactly the way that the 2026 buyer is actually deciding to purchase. And we're going to talk about challenges, not in depth. I'm going to go over what and why, but I've been doing this since 2021. Both businesses, Labor Nurse Mama and my coaching. I started the challenge in my coaching about a year and a half ago, but I've been doing it in Labor Nurse Mama, our 5 days to a fearless birth experience, since end of 2021, beginning of 2022. And it has been the single most powerful driver of sales. So we're going to talk about 5 reasons that paid challenges convert better than anything else right now. Now, I do want to say that when I say a paid challenge, if you have a high ticket offer, you're going to structure it differently than if you have a low ticket offer. So for my low ticket offer, which is $297, my birth course, we did a free and a VIP paid option. So when I say paid challenges, I still mean that inside of it, depending on the cost of the ask at the end of the challenge or the middle of the challenge or whenever you open up your offer, depends on whether or not you have a free option as well as a paid option. So hopefully that makes sense. So Here's my framework, and I've got 5 reasons that paid challenges convert better than anything else right now. Number 1, they create trust before the ask. A buyer who spends a few days, whether it's 3 days or 2 days or 5 days experiencing you, doesn't need to be convinced in the same way as someone who just lands on a piece of content or even comes to a 60-minute webinar. Now, I do teach my clients inside of the mastermind that if a challenge is not right for you, it's just not right for you. So everything inside of our business, we have to make sure that it feels good to our nervous system. So I love doing 5-day challenges. I love them. They light me up. That's my big sales driver. In between, I'm doing a lot of nurturing. I still sell every day, but I do it in a much different way. So that's the number 1 thing. If you are like, Trish, there's no way my nervous system could handle a 5-day challenge, a 3-day challenge, a 2-day challenge, then this isn't for you. But I do want to also say that you can create it however you want. So it could be a 5-day Telegram live challenge, a 5-day Zoom live challenge, a 5-day challenge with only 2 live videos, but 5 days of audio. So it's, we get to structure it according to your nervous system. So I digress. Let's go back. Number 1, they create trust before you ask. Number 2, they filter for your best buyers. So a woman who pays even $27 to be in a challenge is a much different buyer than the one who downloaded your free lead magnet, period. This is it. You have got a much different person right in front of you. Paid filters for you. It means she's invested before she even enters your world. And she's already said yes to you. So that is sales psychology 101, girlfriend. Number 3, they solve the completion problem. So if you have a live challenge that has a beginning, a middle, and an end, people show up more than they don't. People finish. Now, I also teach how to get them to show up, how to communicate with them, and all those little nuances inside Content Mastery. But they show up more than they would to a webinar, more than they do to logging in and doing your online course. And if you do a challenge right, they get a result. Now, it might be a mini result that steps into the big result that your offer actually gives to them. But here's the thing. If they go through the challenge with you, they complete the challenge with you, they're more likely to log in and complete your program, right? The woman who gets a result from your $47 challenge, she's the most likely person on the earth to invest in your $2,000 offer, period, full stop. Here's the other thing that I love about challenges. They create social proof in real time. The testimonials that you're getting in the Zoom chat, that you're getting in the community, if you create one in the Facebook group, we use ours in Glow Up Funnels. Those testimonies you collect inside a paid challenge are some of the best you'll ever get because they're immediate, they're emotional, they're specific. They're going to say like, today I learned, or, over the last 5 days, I figured out X, Y, and Z, my entire offer, or I figured out my birth map. And that is more powerful than any long form case study. It's short, it's bite size, and you can use it in real time, post it to your stories, post it to your feed, put it in your email marketing. Number 5, they replace the entire launch funnel. You don't have this whole launch runway. You don't have big ad spend for that. Now, I do spend ads for my challenges. No weeks of content leading up to cart open. A paid challenge is the funnel. It's the funnel. And it's been my number 1 cash producing funnel for both businesses, mom-based and B2B. So B2B or B2C, this has been the way that I've made 7 figures. It attracts, it nurtures them, and it converts them all in one container. And the upsell at the end is just an invitation into your world to keep going with someone they've begun to trust or that they already trust. Now, here's the other thing. I want you to hear me again. I'm going to go through some stats because these numbers, they matter. This is not a trend. This is a market shift. It is the fastest growing creator monetization format of 2026. And I'm already teaching it. Challenges outperform passive courses on every metric that matters: completion, testimonials, and upsell. Y'all let that drop. Let that drop for a minute. Now, here's another thing that I teach and I am so passionate about, and actually how I've made my challenges convert so well is that DMs convert at a 32% response rate, and they have an 88% open rate. Now, pair that with your challenge. You pair a DM strategy with your challenge, and you got a closed loop right there. That is how you're going to increase your sales. Now, and I teach this in the Sold Out Offer Challenge, how to do that and how to follow up and close those sales. I guarantee you've got sales sitting in your DMs. Here's the other thing. Another stat we've already talked about, but I want you to let it land. 2026 buyers are researching before they buy. They're premeditating. They're intentional. They want to experience you before they commit. And this is my whole coaching program. It's teaching you how to be experienced. A challenge gives them that experience at a very low risk before they commit to you. All right, so here's the thing. Those first challenges that I did in both businesses, even though when I started the Sold Out Offer Challenge, I had several years of experience, those first challenges are messy and they're a little scary. You may not have the numbers that you want. You may not feel like it's big enough. And I say that in quotes. You're going to have tech glitches. You're going to have low, show up rates. But that's where I teach how we review, refine, and repeat. Here's another thing you need to know. Even though I had a very large audience, and I do with Labor Nurse Mama, you don't have to have a big audience to run a successful paid challenge, especially if we do ads to the challenge. That is going to expedite your growth, not only on social media, but your sales, because we can do it right and we speak to the right mom or woman or whoever you're marketing to. As long as we're speaking to her, and the way that I teach messaging is that we dial it in so specific that when she sees your content or she sees your ad, she knows it's for her and she wants to come because, again, it's a very low risk. She's not stepping into a big container. She's not committing to a 6-hour course. She's coming to hang out with you and to see, does this chick really know what she's talking about? And when she comes and when we structure your challenge the right way, she experiences you and she wants to buy your offer, your ask, because she wants to continue to experience you. So stop waiting until you have a bigger list, until you have a better funnel or a more polished launch strategy. Kick that shit to the curb, okay? The market is telling you right now what it wants to buy, and it's a live outcome first container, which is a challenge. And that is my Sold Out Offer Challenge model. And it's available to you coming. We're doing our next challenge June, I think it's 15th to the 19th. If you're listening to this after June, just check trishwarecoaching.com/SOO, sold out offer, and you'll find out when our next dates are. We do our 5-day sold out offer challenge every 6 to 8 weeks. So come hang out with me. I'm going to teach you exactly how to do this, because in an AI-driven world where content is, 100 pieces of content are produced in 30 minutes, people need to experience you, and a paid challenge is the way to go. I promise you. Okay, so here's my challenge to you. I want you to take action this week. Pick one core problem that your audience has right now that you could solve in a 2 to 5 day challenge. Write it down. That's your challenge topic. DM me and let's riff it out. Make it simple. Don't make it cute. Doesn't need to be clever or cute. It needs to be very clear. Sold Out Offer Challenge. Birth experience. 5 days to a fearless birth experience. Fearless birth experience. That's the outcome. As always, if this episode resonated with you, please hit subscribe and do me a favor, leave a review. Also, send me a DM on @IamTrishWare and let's chat about your paid challenge that will sell out your offer and create a 7-figure business. So that's your cosmic slap on the booty. Let's start selling your offer, because when you sell it, it sells. I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.